Oh my goodness. I think I'm live and I'm a minute early, which is a big deal because with all of the technical stuff that happens around here, kind of a big deal to make it to the party a little bit early. I'm proud. It's okay. It's fine. It'll be fine. Welcome, everyone. I hope that everyone's past the Arctic blast and has moved on to the strange hot weather that we had in January, because it's super weird. But not to worry because it's going to get cold again like tomorrow night. So, just a really amazing roller coaster. Nothing like bringing in the new year with some surprises and some fun. Tonight is the first official Timeout Tuesday of 2023. And here I thought I should say I'm not going to talk about the weather, or I'm not going to do this. No, I'm not going to put any like um big no nevers and won'ts and things like that. I'm not going to set any rules out. We're not going to start out with new rules or anything like that. It's fine. It'll be fine. But I do have a story for y'all, and I'll tell it here in a second when everybody gets kind of connected. I see people are just joining, and oh, somebody's having a cyclone bomb in Northern California. Well, that's special. Didn't know that y'all had those up there. I have lived through one of those one time in Illinois. It was enough. It was enough to never want to do it again. So sorry for that for you. I'm really hoping that people who had family or themselves were traveling over the holidays that they finally made it, because I read about the Southwest stuff and holy cow, what a nightmare for people who were traveling in it, people who worked in it. Like I feel so bad for the situations that people got themselves into, and it really just shows how much that we rely on technology to be able to do all of the things that we do, and how volatile that and vulnerable that we are if something like that goes down. It's raining in Michigan, okay? Uh it has been raining here like crazy, and I swore that I was not going to complain about the rain after living through a drought, but it's kind of crazy, y'all. Like every other day has been 2 to 3 inches. So I guess it's playing catch up, which is wonderful because we need it. But I don't know that we need it all in that um all at once. I hate to be picky. Hate to sort of ask like for a specialty menu when it's not really on them, especially item when it's really not on the menu, but could we spread some of this out a little bit? Like we don't have to get it all in December and January. It would be great. It would be really great. So, anyway, all right. So I have a couple things to talk about. First, I don't have my nails done. It's not a big surprise. I only do it a couple times a year for special occasions, but I did it right before Christmas. And I have a story that came along with it that I've been holding out on telling y'all because I was like, I kind of got to wait for the right time to talk about it. And then today, as I was looking in the mirror, I was reminded by what happened to me. So here I was, leaning all in and like getting my makeup ready for tonight. And I realized that my eyebrows were growing back, and I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna have to do something about that. It's fine. I normally wax my own eyebrows. It's I most of us are just accustomed to that tiny bit of pain and we just move on, right? Well, last time I went to get my nails done, I had a little bit more time than usual. So I kind of ordered the deluxe pedicure and had them trim my cuticles while I was doing my nails, which is something I don't normally do. I normally like squeezing it all in. And for whatever reason, I had time that day. So they talked me into the deluxe, which includes the paraffin wax and stuff. I'm like, this is okay. This is a special treat for myself. It's going to be fine. And the lady goes to me, you want wax? And I'm like, no, I do it myself. She goes, eyebrow, lip, chin. And I'm like, no, I do my eyebrows myself. She goes, you want lip? And I'm like, no, no, I'm good. She goes, you want lip? And I'm like, oh God, she's telling me. She's telling me something that I don't know. Like, she's like, hey, lady, you should wax your lip. And I'm going to say it in the most like blunt way possible without saying, like, hey, lady, you should wax your lip. So there I was, like, guess I'm going to wax my lip today. Ow! Okay? It hurt. It hurt a lot. Like, I've never done that before, ever. I don't know. I have blonde hair. Even my roots are like, it's just a dishwatery blonde, dirty blonde. Ow! Ow! It hurt worse than my eyebrows. And here I was like, no, no, it's okay. It's okay. She's just trying to sell me something. No, if it hurt that bad, it must have meant that I needed it. And now I have to look at y'all and say, why didn't you tell me? You couldn't have been like in my messages when you tell me all the other things that I need to be doing. Like, Jamie, you really kind of need to wax your lip a little bit. I've been face to face with y'all for 2 years. Mostly every single Tuesday, definitely every Sunday. And then all the videos that I'm in selfie mode on, no one thought to give me a little like, hey, Jamie, I don't know if you know this. So then I was like, you want to do my chin too? And she like gets all up in it, like to like tell. And she goes, you only need a little bit right here. I needed it. And she wanted to tell. Might as well just wax my eyebrows too. What else you want to wax while I'm sitting here, just here with you and God and everybody? Other places? And she was like, "Oh, we can wax many things." I'm like, no, timeout. Nope, nope, no. I just meant like here in places that were presentable. So now I'm in, I guess, that forever pattern of like, now this is just part of my life that we're just gonna have to do this forever because apparently once you start, you can't stop. It's just part of everything now. So here I am saying, thanks a lot, ladies, for not saying, hey, James, you might want to. And then even more so to Lester. How come Lester never said a word like, sometimes I can see hair. Where is my love? That's all I want to know. How come nobody told me? Because obviously, if the lady at the nail salon had the guts to tell me, she wasn't just trying to upsell me because it hurt like heck. If it didn't hurt, I'd have been like, yeah, she just wanted an extra, $10 today. No, it was necessary. So that's my most recent revelation of being 40 is now I have even more maintenance to do to like keep up with this, apparently. So then I guess my phone heard me because our phones listen to everything we say or anything like that. Because the next like 5 days, every ad was about like dermaplaning, which apparently is like shaving all of the dead skin and any other hairs off your face with this little like razory looking tool that looks like you can slit someone's throat with it. And then started talking to me about, getting laser hair removal so you don't have to pay for the wax and all kinds of things. And I'm just sitting here like, what has my life become? How did I not know? How? So I'm going to make an appointment to go get that redone, I guess. And then maybe I'll get my nails done a little bit more often. Maybe that's just what the universe is trying to tell me. I did make a hair appointment. Pretty excited about that because it's been since like September-ish since I got my hair done. Definitely time for that. I wondered, like, okay, hold on. We're gonna pour a drink first, and then we're gonna talk about how I sort of gauge the hair situation. Okay. So another issue, another Jamie issue. I bought myself this bottle of limoncello because I was like, ooh, lemon sounds delicious. I like lemon things. I've heard it's great. You just pour it over ice, which apparently is my new favorite way to drink things since last week. And then I walked out here and I realized that I still had 2 Baileys left. And now I'm torn about what to drink tonight. Yes, these are the problems of my life is Do I drink a Bailey's again, which turned out to be the most fabulous adult milkshake ever on earth? Or do I go with limoncello, which I normally planned for? I'm getting both in the comments. I think I'm gonna go with lemon tonight because I know what the Bailey's hold. So if this is not any good, I can go rinse it out, swap it out. I was trying to tell Lester about my Bailey's discovery of being on ice and how fabulous it was. And he was like, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm like, no, I don't think you realize. And then I stopped trying to convince him because I'm like, that's okay. It's mine now. I was gonna share and I was gonna be like, I was gonna like, you know, um, have a cocktail together because it's been a while since we have actually been able to sit down and have a cocktail together, like anything to do with adulting that was in the relaxation format has been few and far between a little bit lately. And I was going to share with him and he started to be like, yeah, 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 and kind of blew me off. And I was like, I, I'm actually not going to tell him at all. Not one bit. I'm going to just keep that for myself. And that's another thing for me. Ooh, that was fancy. That was fancy. Okay. Oh, it smells really good. It smells like a lemon drop, like you know those candies, those hard candies that had like the dusty stuff on them. You can't lemon drops. I think they were called lemon drops. Okay, it's my new favorite glass. Like as far as glasses go, I have cups that I love and all kinds of things, but this glass right here, for whatever reason, it's perfect. It fits in my little hand and has a fox on it. Okay, so I like that noise. That feels like a good. It feels like a good hearty drink. My ice was a little melted first, so don't anybody freak out and think that I'm like getting all drunk with y'all. I'm just having a cocktail. Okay. So first, cheers to 2023 and to the first Timeout Tuesday of 2023. Here's to 51 more. Oh, wow. That's really good. That tastes exactly like a lemon head. It's good. Like really good. So I got that at the liquor store next to my grocery store the other day. I was kind of excited about it. It just was something that I hadn't tried before. Okay, I have two things. I already lost my train of thought about what I was going to. Oh, my hair. Okay, I'm going to tell you about my hair. I'm going to tell you about liquor right afterwards. Okay. Yep, that's good. Okay, so my hair. This is probably TMI, and I'm so sorry to be sharing this much with you. I hope that Lester's not watching. I have always gauged when it's time to get a haircut and how long my hair is by where it hit my chest. I'll just call it that. But particularly my how do I use this term? Hmm. I can't even come up with a term for it that is appropriate to utilize on Facebook or YouTube. So I'm just going to let you use your imagination at what body parts specifically that I measure by. Okay. So I kept saying, like, I don't understand because my hair grows out, but it's not going past it. I don't understand how it's not growing any longer. Like I measured symmetrically or however you want to call it about like the dots. Okay, we'll go with the dots. I would measure with how long my hair was because that meant that it's time to get a haircut. Like otherwise, it starts choking me at night. Like it wraps up like this, and I wake up and I'm like, no joke, that really does happen. So I have to keep it above the dots. Okay. I am sad to say that my measuring tool is failing me because gravity. Okay. So here I am admitting horrible things on the internet to 5,000 of my nearest and dearest friends saying that I too apparently have used my body to measure things. And I will admit that it has turned out to be not a successful tool because gravity. So normally I would get my hair done a lot sooner than before. But I've been using said tool to measure, and it turns out that that tool didn't measure up. I'll just say that. So now now I just go ahead and just gauge it by where the pearls dangle, because that's all I have left as far as parts of me that are going to just stay in one place, because everything else is just gone to hell, and that's it. I'm officially a victim of gravity, and apparently a victim of upper lip hair that needs to be waxed, because I'm out. I have nothing. This is what 40 is. And I'm just gonna embrace it. And I'm gonna show you something else that happened today that I'm a little embarrassed of, but because Lester put it in a video, I have to acknowledge it and reveal it first so that he doesn't get the pleasure of calling me out. And I'm sorry, for 1 second, I have to take off something and show it to you. No, it's not clothes. And this right here is the greatest shame that I could ever admit, because this came off of my own foot. Mine. Jamie Walker's foot is wearing fuzzy, fake Crocs. Now, in my defense, I'm not in public, okay? Y'all not public. This is just like we're sitting across the table from each other on a Tuesday night, having a cocktail and hanging out. And that's how my justification is. I'm not in public. I am at home, camper home, Longhorn Lester's home, and I bought myself 2 new pair of tennis shoes in the past 3 or 4 months, and they are already ruined because of all of the rain and muck that we've had. And between rain and muck and hay and just farm life, I can't do that in my little canvas tennis shoes anymore. I can't wash them every day because they're literally falling apart after like 2 weeks because I'm washing them once a week. So now I was like, I'll just buy these and I'll use them to when I have to run. I'm still doing Dixie's, middle of the night things. Yeah, I know. I'm the helicopter mom who can't let go of that either. I This is so embarrassing. So I ordered them myself. No one even sent them to me. I ordered them. They were like $12. I was like, okay, they're rubber. They're whole. They don't have the holes like normal Crocs do. I'll just use them to run out to the barn or the pastures or things like that. And then I wore them this morning while we were having coffee, and Lester made a video. And now I have to confess to all of you, I'm sporting knockoff fleece lined Crocs, and they're going to be in a video. And I'm sorry, because I've been teasing Lester about white giant fuzzy Crocs for 2 years now. Now, I will never wear these on a beach like he did. I will never wear these on a plane. That's not going to happen. But they're on my feet. I'm waxing my lip. I'm using real measuring tools instead of body parts. And now I'm wearing fuzzy Crocs. Yeah, it's come to that. I'm just going to have a drink here. Just own it. Just live it and own it. And here I am. So a lot of people are saying, just wear your boots, just wear your boots. I have boots at both places, but they are not rubber boots. So with all of this water and rain, my socks kept getting wet and ruined. And yeah, that's a farm girl's problem. But the rubber boots create a suction. And I don't know if you know this or not, but I don't have tiny little bird legs like others do. And I have big calves. So finding rubber boots that go around my calves with pants turns out to be a little bit of a challenge. Sorry, this is a thick girl's admission of fault here. But they make rubber boots for people with no calves. I don't know. I don't know why this is how they're designed, but some thick person should design real people-sized calves in boots. Please and thanks. I'll move on. But so anyway, here I am walking my walk of shame in fake fuzzy Crocs, and I will probably never live this down. Yeah. So anyway, I was going to talk about something else that was funny, and I just forgot it. Hmm. Yeah, I'm all over the place tonight. I'm kind of squirrely, I guess. A lot of people are talking about Christmas. So Christmas, the rescue Christmas, gave us quite the surprise, and I did not want to admit it. I guess that I was in denial more than anybody because I just had my love goggles on and looked at her like, oh, she's just fat and happy. She's fat, all right. I don't know if she's happy because Christmas is going to be a mama pretty soon. And yeah, there's going to be 6 puppies. So if you live locally and you're in the market for a puppy, I have a feeling I'm about to have some really, really cute ones that are part Christmas. It's going to be great. I I think that we always knew it was a possibility, but when we went to the vet and they looked at her and ran their hands all over her and did all the things that they did, and they're like, we don't think she's pregnant, but let's go ahead and schedule a spay because if she is, it's early on, like really early on, and we'll just save her from the trouble. And for anybody who says, oh my god, that's a horrible thing, well, she's heartworm positive, and dogs who are heartworm positive basically get heart failure and don't live very long, even depending upon when it's caught. And we don't think that we caught hers in the early stages. So Christmas is not like this healthy, happy dog who is going to have this big, beautiful, bountiful life. She's going to have to go through heartworm treatment, which is brutal on dogs and can take a very long time to recover from, and requires her to be resting and all these things. And here we are ready to spay her. And no, there'll be no spaying because all of a sudden, all of those things that she's been eating and taking in and finally been like well taken care of are coming to fruition and showing in the biggest way, the biggest way. And yeah, we're gonna have puppies any day now, I think. So they did ultrasound and x-ray. Ultrasound, of course, showed the babies, and then x-ray showed how developed their bones were, and you can see their little fingers and toes, which means that's pretty developed. Yeah. So we're gonna have some puppies. And there were so many people in the comments who kept saying, Jamie, you sure she's not pregnant? And I was like, no, they said she wasn't. They said she wasn't. She is. And we're about to be puppy parents. Yay. You know what, though? I count it as a blessing. All jokes aside, Christmas has been an amazing addition for us. And I have started to make videos probably 6 or 7 times with her and talking about the closeness of her and Suki. And I kind of get choked up and I can't do it because it's actually been just over a year, just a few days past a year that Suki disappeared. And the uniqueness of Suki is oddly similar to the uniqueness of Christmas, down to their allergies and the way that they itch their belly and just the demean. Like there's so many things. Now Suki never had puppies. Suki was fixed as a young girl. But Christmas is gonna happen, and we'll see how that goes. But in all seriousness, we wouldn't ship a puppy across the country. But if someone is interested, please do contact us because we will be adopting them out because we do not need 6 more dogs. We're good in the dog department. Um, a lot of people are asking about Santa. We have gone back every single day. and we have not seen Santa now in a week. So we have assumed that he has been adopted, and that that is what the store assumes as well, because people were asking about him left and right. People that live in the neighborhood, people that frequented the neighborhood, other rescues. So we know in our hearts that someone has picked him up. We just don't know who it is yet. But I have a feeling that we'll find out more about that. Um, a lot of people want to know if we think that Santa is the dad. That is a mystery, y'all. I actually have no idea, and there's no way that I could know, because clearly this happened long before Little Christmas was a part of our home. So we will see what comes of that. So I'm trying to think. Oh, the liquor. I wanted to tell you about the liquor store thing. I went to the liquor store before Christmas. I like to um I like to buy a variety of things, obviously to drink with y'all on Timeout Tuesday. I like to try just different things. And most of the time I find them in little bottles. Lately though, the liquor store has not had those. They only have the gigantic ones. I don't drink any other days of the week. Like it's not like that. Um but I do have a good variety of liquor that I keep around the house because, okay, I like variety. Okay, I like to be creative with my drinks and whatnot. So y'all know in past Time on Tuesdays, I talked about Lester kind of, and most men don't really do a lot of Christmas shopping, right? They don't really like. I think that I saw a meme that said mom's list and it had like 30 people on it, and then dad's list was just mom. So Lester, my dearest, lovely man, he's a very gifting man. He's a very generous man, and he would give you the shirt off of his back. He would give anybody anything that they needed or wanted. Like if he has it and someone else wants it or needs it, he is the first to give it up. He is generous, not greedy, all those things. So as the holidays are happening, we have neighbors that are stopping by to say hello, or we're doing just visiting and things like that. I didn't realize what was happening at first until I came to Longhorn Lester's on New Year's Eve, and I was like, "Oh, I kind of want to have a cocktail tonight. I think that's a great idea. I think it feels like I should have a cocktail to bring back with me now I'm a survivor, because we're going to be at home and there's going to be a lot of stuff going on. I think I would like to have a cocktail tonight." So I go to look for my new liquor that I bought, and it's gone. I just bought it. I just bought it. And all of my liquor is, like, lined up oddly, and nothing cleaned around it or anything like that, so that didn't happen because I keep it all out here in the little kitchenette. It can get a little dusty in the garage, okay? So, I message him, I'm like, "Hey, have you seen," and I think it was a fruit punch rum thing or something like that. He's like, "Oh, yeah. I had to use all that to give it away as gifts because I forgot to Christmas shop." You I like I was a little embarrassed because it was open already. I'm just like, oh my gosh, such a man. Such a man. I didn't really Christmas shop, so let me just start picking stuff off the shelf and see what else is around here. So now I'm gonna have to get him back. I'm gonna have to give away his things. And if anybody wants some dirty, nasty Crocs, that's what I could give away of his. I'm just teasing. I'm just teasing. I was just like, oh, I guess I would equivalent that to like going grocery shopping and buying something that you bought just for you. Like as a mom, we don't really do that, right? Like we buy meals for the family. We have what our partner snacks is, and like when it comes to us, at least me, by the time that all of that is selected, I don't have time to think about what like I would like to eat. So every once in a while when you're walking by and you see something like in the checkout lane or whatever, like and you throw a special thing of maybe it's cookies or maybe it's I just bought myself crab cakes the other day from HEB, and I like no one else likes them here, so that is for me. But things like that, right? And then all of a sudden you go to look for it and it's gone. You're like thinking about like I can't wait to eat that tonight and it's going to be a special meal or things like that. And you open the fridge and it's gone. That's how I felt. That's how I felt. And I was just like, so to the neighbors or like less like seriously, Lester will the mailman, anybody, like last minute gifts, we'll just like swipe something off the counter and spruce it all up and be like, here you go, Merry Christmas. Sorry that you got my used bottle of rum. Sorry. Oh, I'm just teasing. No, it is funny the things that I think that men will do. Sorry for calling out men that for men that are watching, but all of us women know exactly that. It's very true. And it really is not a big deal. But whenever I asked him, I was like, yeah, to give some gifts. I'm like, whoopsie. Uh, but it's just funny. It's funny the things that we do and the people that we kind of maybe don't think so much about. Like I didn't think about the mail people this year or the FedEx or the Amazon drivers because I feel like there are so many at that time of year that we don't have somebody dedicated. So it just didn't strike me to think about that. It's okay. Lester's got it. He'll just go go through the liquor cabinet, pass it out. It's gonna be fine. It's totally fine. At least they didn't get like bales of hay or anything like that. Like we didn't have to resort to that piece of it. The animals got to keep all their stuff. If he's watching right now, he's either stopped watching or has rolled his eyes so much right now that he's just like, I'm done. I'm done. Actually, I have, hold on a second. I have a drink. I have a drink. Okay. I got something in the mail today. I got this thing from the Arbor Day Foundation. Came with little address labels, this little calendar thingy, and then it asked me if I wanted to do a tree survey and whatnot. It's fine. What I think is unique about this is at the bottom of this, there was a quote, and the very first person I thought of was Lester. Um, and I thought I would share it with you since I just dogged him a little. I was like, I should follow that up with something nice to say about him. But in reality, I really did think about him. The quote is by someone named Thomas Fuller, who I have no idea who he is, but it says, he that plants trees loves others besides himself. I'm going to say that again. He that plants trees loves others besides himself. I don't know if you know this about Lester Morrow, but almost every tree on the hill, on Morrow Hill, has been planted by Lester and his nanny. And a lot of those were even planted after his nanny was passed. And Lester has always been the person to be planting the trees and to beautify everything. And that's no different here at Longhorn Lester's. Yes, I'm growing an orchard and all those things, but for the most part, the tree situation belongs to Lester. And I think that that was a really powerful quote to me because I look at it in many ways, right? So it's providing shade for the animals. It's beautifying the place. It's securing the soil, all of that. But it really is a selfless act. Overall, it's a selfless act because it produces so much more than just those tiny little pieces that I'm talking about. So I think that was really neat that's this is my piece of paper calendar gift, which I just got a little bit of moisture on. It's fine. It'll be fine. From the Arbor Day Foundation, which they take the time to actually print your name on. I'm not sure why that's so important to have my name on the 2023 calendar, but it had this pretty little red bird on it, little cardinal, and then that quote. And that quote was a pretty profound one for me. So, if you're a tree planter, thank you for doing that. And in case you want to know, Texas Arbor Day is November 3rd. That's the only significant date that they went ahead and marked on this calendar thingy, too. And I never have ever got anything like this in the mail before either. So, pretty cool. If someone was the one to sign me up for that, thank you. But I really do think that planting trees is amazing, and there are many foundations out there where you can sign up and they'll send you free trees and to plant. Now that'll be pine or like the ones that they wanted to send me were dogwood and man, I forgot the other one. Things that I don't need so much here. So I was going to ask Lester when I got home about do we want some of those in Plum Grove or how do we want to do that? But it's pretty neat. Um, Okay. So we have a few more things to talk about if y'all have time. It's only 6:35 right now, and I have time if you do, but I don't want to keep you if you're busy tonight. Like if you have things that you need to be doing, I want to be respectful of your time as well, and I don't want to keep you from the rest of your life. But for those of y'all who want to stay, there's always something that's going to come up. Okay, so let's talk about Dixie real quick. I posted a reel or a short little clip of Miss Pat out in her yard, who walked out there to call Dixie, and Dixie went running across the pasture to her. And they caught a video of her doing that. And Mr. David sent that to me on New Year's Eve, and it melted my heart. And if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend that you do, because for all of the things that we've gone through with Dixie, for her to be at what I would call rock bottom a few weeks ago, and that we didn't know if she was going to live another minute or hour or certainly day, to see that yesterday, or it's been 4 days ago now, melted my heart, and was probably the best gift of 2023. It's right in line there with Christmas, but it was profound, and it was just something so simple as her hauling it across the pasture to go see Miss Pat and Mr. David. And it was beautiful. It was in the Texas sunset, and it was just it was a really neat moment. So if you haven't seen it, please do go watch it. Oh, Lester's here. Crap. He knows that I told all kinds of things about him. I'm sure of it. But what reason for telling you about that video is because I know that she's not out of the woods. I know that we have a long road of recovery with her, and that there's going to be treatment that she's going to require long term to keep her in a good space and to keep her healthy, and that not every day is going to be a good day for Dixie. But I feel like the support and the prayers and all of the things that y'all helped with, the people who sent Gatorade and Tums, which is like her daily dose of things that we never knew that she wanted or needed. Thank you for that. Uh-oh.
I was trying to moderate your lives. I might have to moderate you. Oh, no, just go ahead and just keep talking. I'll just sit over here in the back. I'm driving, and I'm trying to help moderate while I drive, and I'm thinking, someone needs to hush this woman up. It's my croc. It's like a roller coaster. I'm on a roller coaster of Lester good, Lester bad, Lester good, Lester bad. Lester
I'm just keeping it balanced, babe.
Lester's giving away all my liquor. Lester plants a lot of trees. He's such a great guy. He plants a lot of trees.
Hey, anyway, it's all about balance, love. I think you should go get a cup of ice and try this with me.
No. I'll let you do your thing. I'm just coming to Trixie.
Still think you don't have to stay out here then, but I forgot to tell you that there were 2 of these left.
I know, I heard that part too, but you were offered them to me. I blew you off. I listened to the whole thing, Jamie. I listened to the whole thing. Trixie, stop it.
No, let me make it up to you. Come on. Go get some ice.
Straight?
Yeah, but you got to get some ice.
All right.
Go get a glass of ice and come on back.
Are you sure?
Yes, babe.
I don't want to mess with your life.
Oh, no. I'm getting ready to talk about your best friend, Al Davis. So go get some ice.
Okay. Come on, Trey.
Oh, yeah. You kind of have to do that, right? Like, you have to keep a balance. You got to deposit before you withdraw, and go ahead and maybe put a little extra deposit in there to keep that all even. I think it's important. No, y'all, we love each other. And I hope that you always see that in our relationship, is that we give each other a hard time. We love to poke fun. If anything ever really hurt my feelings, I would tell him long before it ever hit the internet, and the same thing for him. And we both know how to forgive, and we both know how to work through things. And we're not spring chickens. We've both been in other relationships, other marriages. We've had children with other people. So like, I don't know how to say you've been around the block without like saying you've been around the block, but I mean, when you get to a point where you learn each other and you've been together long enough and you know the buttons to push in someone, you can figure each other out. And we love to poke fun at each other, and it is it's kind of our one of our love languages, I'll just say that. But yeah, back to Dixie. She's come a long way. And I know that she's going to have hard times, but we learned so much through that bout. And we never know how long any of us have. We don't know how long Dixie has, or Christmas has, or how the birth of those puppies will go, and all, everything that we do. Tina's not well. All of those things are really just part of everybody trying to survive this thing called life. And that goes for humans, that goes for animals, it's everything. So I really like goals for 2023 include living in the moment and doing what brings us joy. And oh boy,
Can she come in?
yes, she can come in. Come on and sit down. We're going to talk about your friend Al Davis.
I just made all of your stuff shake. Sorry, everybody.
That's all right. They needed a little shake up. It's fine.
Listen, you don't know this, but I've already made a fool of myself today in front of a lot of your friends are my friends. And a lot of your friends who are watching now, I've already made a fool of myself once today on live. I don't think I need to be doing that again.
Did you lose your pants?
Worse, I lost my composure and I cried like a baby.
Oh.
And I just pour this in. Do I shake it first?
You shake it? I'm telling you.
And then I just, it was the most embarrassing thing. I swear, Janie,
Oh, somebody says you made them cry today.
Well, it was it was one of those.
Are you gonna cry again?
No, it was funny. I'm thinking back. It was one of those moments when once I started, I just couldn't stop, and every single thing was like just jabbing me in the part that just was just pulling.
They pushed your buttons.
You pushed my buttons.
I just talked about pushing
except
buttons.
They were jabbing me in the buttons. Whatever that means. Cheers. And she listen, she sounds like a wino. That's what my dad would call it. A wino is someone that drinks all the time. And my dad, being in the police force for as many years as he was, he would refer to certain folks as winos. Oh, that's just an old wino. And so when you're talking about all of this stuff, all your alcohols and all your liquor stores and grocery stores,
I sound terrible.
You sound like a wino. Like someone thinks you're a wino, but she really only drinks on occasion when we have a Friday or Saturday night together. And those and those have been rare because of the rains and the hard freeze. And so we've had a lot of nights apart.
Yeah, we really did, which was very different for us. Like we can divide and conquer a lot during the daytimes, but most of the time we're together at night. Like, and then it just sort of it just didn't allow us to do that, and it got to be a little bit challenging, and I guess emotionally challenging, not physically challenging or anything like that, where it just got to be kind of like I felt like we were dating again. What are you laughing about?
Well, I think that, so let's talk about the hard freeze. So there was like 4 or 5 nights. I think there were 5 nights that we spent apart. Like you said, we were trying to divide and conquer. And I think it was like the 3rd night, we would meet up by day and do, I'm making trips back and forth. And, but on, I think the 3rd or the 4th day when I'm like, okay, I got to go, give me a kiss, whatever, you started crying. And you said, you don't even act like it's a big deal. Like, no big deal. Like, it's just like we're dating again. It's just like a part of our life. And we hang out for an hour and then you leave. And I'm like, sheesh, we got a plan. And so that's
sometimes you just get emotional, okay? Sometimes as a woman, you just want your man to just wrap his arms around you and tell you it's going to be okay. And well, thank you for doing that, because I needed it.
No, but that is one thing. We're so blessed to have the animals living their best lives. I really do believe that. I can say it, but I believe it with all of me, that the animals, the way we have them kind of like sorted, they're all living their very best lives. And then the the hard part about that is that you and me have to sometimes sort ourselves in inclement weather with the hard freeze or the torrential rains. And then I think to myself, Jamie, this might be a lot of our future is having to divide up into, because I don't know how we could ever be at peace at one property, knowing that the other animals at the other property may be struggling.
It was necessary, which is why I think there was a lot of stress. Like, I'll be honest, that the stress of the buildup to all of that, because you worry about, the water's freezing and being at Longhorn Lester's. I didn't know. Neither one of us know everything that there is to know because it was the first time. So there's a lot of stress built up about what ifs basically. And then Dixie had gone through a really bad bout and worrying about how the cold was going to affect her. Then Tina started to be down, and all of that just kind of like, I think, built up. And really, normally it's a partnership to do it all together, of bouncing things off of each other, being able to look at the same thing at the same time and make judgments. And I look at things a lot differently than he does. So he always has a good balance for it. And when I'm all alone in my own emotions, staring at an animal that's hurting and I'm crying out there in the pasture with it, I just needed my rock to be there to be like, it's going to be okay. And well, I didn't have it. So here I am trying to FaceTime him from the pasture, and the phone won't go through. And it's so cold that my fingers aren't even working on the phone. And it just was like a little bit of a buildup.
Shelby's right. Plus, we had a lack of sleep.
It really was. It was like all of the things. And it was it was rough. It was a little rough. And I don't mean to complain. Like, I sound like a whiner instead of a wino, of like, oh, poor me, this and that. But I just, I just needed you to wrap your arms around me and say, it's going to be okay. And I'll see you tomorrow. And you did. And I saw you tomorrow.
Yeah, we made it. Funny thing, and I don't mean to cut into your live. I know you have your agenda of what you want to talk about. I only come to defend myself. You talked about, me and a lot of other folks over here, there's several thousand people that are watching this live who no one told you about your hair on your lip or your hair on your chin or whatever. But I think that a lot of people are like me when it comes to, if we were to say something, we would probably be in trouble. And if we don't say something, then we're still in trouble. And that was that was one of my talking points. No. But that was one of my talking points today on my live, is like, sometimes men just can't win for nothing. You just can't win for anything. You say it. And so I saw a comedian once. This is funny. And you brought this up. So it made me think of this comedian. And he's like, he learned a long time ago not to tell his wife stuff, because everything he tells her, if it's something about her, it bothers her. So instead, sometimes he'll drive along just thinking, and I'm just paraphrasing. I'm not going to get the punchline the way he did. And so now his wife gets mad. She goes, "What are you thinking? What are you thinking?" And she's mad because he's thinking, and he's so the joke is like, "Gosh darn it, I can't say it because I get in trouble. Now I can't even think it, or I'm in trouble." So anyway, all right, that's all I came to do.
How do you like that?
So it tastes like a strong coffee. I taste like an iced coffee, but a strong black coffee, not as creamy.
Oh, you like it creamier?
I would rather have it more vanilla flavored. Yeah.
Well, I'll keep it all for me then, because I think it's fabulous.
Well, someone says amen. Mark, that was Mark. Mark says amen. Mark, we would probably be really good friends. We'd have some long conversations. But if I talk too long, I'm going to make a lot of ladies mad at me. So I learned to say my little spiel and get out real fast before I put my foot in my mouth.
Or you cry.
Or I can cry.
I worked all day, so I haven't had time to go watch that live.
Don't watch. I got really upset with a lot of people for they kept jabbing at me. They kept poking and prodding and making it worse. And I love that about people. But I tell you what,
did you ugly cry?
No, but as I watched the replay later, I sniffled the last 30 minutes. I was sniffling, and I should have just ended it a lot sooner. But people were sending some really neat things. It was Christmas stuff I'd received that I had not opened. And I normally you want to do it before Christmas, but I thought, you know what, I'll come live this morning, talk about our Christmas, and then open a couple of gifts that I had sitting here waiting for a good moment to open. And I swear, Jamie, they just touched me, and it was some Maggie stuff, and it was some of the letters. And I don't know. I'm not like a emotional roller coaster, huh?
You needed a cleanser, maybe.
Well, I tell you what, it opened me up, and it embarrassed me. So, like I said, I'm gonna go find something really dumb and manly to do. I'm gonna go out there and find something real dumb and to prove that I'm a man. But no, I made it the whole day. I will say real fast about Al Davis. I'm pretty sure I can't read because I don't have my glasses, but I'm pretty sure someone's saying I thought this was Jamie's live. What happened to Jamie's
nobody
live?
said that at all.
They're not saying that yet.
No, and I said that we were going to talk about Al Davis, so I waited for you.
So I will say this, and it's the most beautiful thing. So LE come over to help me at the sanctuary, and so we met up and did all the chores, and we were talking about Al Davis and some of the things that you and I've been doing to kind of like, and so LE was just enchanted. He took out a dinner roll and he's breaking off this dinner roll.
Al loves a dinner roll.
So, Al only has one good eye. So I'm over on one side, and so Al's like, he's having the hardest time watching us both. But it was cute. Ellie hand fed him, and he perched him on his hand, and he put him on his shoulder. And I don't want to mess up Ellie's video because Ellie was making a video about the whole Al Davis and his take. Ellie has a very unique take on everything. But there's a lot of Al Davis videos, a lot of kitten videos. I'm looking, we make our videos and then we schedule them so they all play. And we have to be careful because you and I had both posted videos to play the same day about the same content. So we got to go in there at some point and kind of mix some things up.
Yeah, that's fine.
Now we're no longer feeding animals. Now it's only about Al Davis and rescued kittens and a dog named Christmas. So we got to be careful. Anyway, I'm going to get on over and do a couple things, do all my nighttime feed up here.
Will you give Dixie some Tums?
I will give Dixie your Tums. Do you want any certain flavor? Because we used to only have the spearmint. Now Jamie buys multi-flavored.
No, these people sent them.
Oh, you guys sent those? Multi-flavors.
And Dixie really, really likes them like a lot. She's like, oh, we're upgraded. So she's a big fan.
Dixie's doing great. Did you talk about, you played a reel of Dixie galloping across the pasture to see Miss Pat.
Yeah.
Miss Pat and David, Mr. David had, I guess they went to Tractor Supply and restocked on all their treats, and they roll up along the fence, and Dixie spotted them, and she didn't walk over. She come a running, and it was cute because Mr. David's video, and Miss Pat's like, get a photo. And he's like, I am, and she's like, oh, she's trying to beat the birds because not only do the horses and donkey run over, but also the birds run over. All these birds take off running across the pasture. Our neighbors I don't know if they love us or hate us. I don't know yet what they think about us.
It's not boring. That's all I can say is that we didn't add any boring stuff to their life. That's really where it's at. It's sometimes chaos, that's for sure.
And I will say one last thing about that alcohol, the liquor, your liquor stash. You have to sometimes return a blessing with a blessing. And so I don't know if you realize, you didn't mention how many new bottles of liquor we have in there that our neighbors gifted us. So I just gifted them right back. I'm sorry some were opened, but I think that they know that that's just a Lester thing and it is what it is. Take it and be happy. And you're right. I didn't offer any bales of hay.
No, not yet.
All right. I'm out. I'm going to take Trixie with me. We're going to get a couple of jobs done. I'll take care of Dixie.
All right. Sounds good.
Night, everybody.
Thanks for joining. Sorry I had to, poke the bear to get you to come hang out with me on a Tuesday night.
Come on, Trix. Come on.
Oh, boy. Yeah, there is, sheesh. Gosh, we had to really slam the door that loud and that hard. No, I didn't get time to watch Lester's live tonight, but today. I will watch it later tonight and see him cry. I think that we all hold emotion in different ways. So for me, that whole I think it was the fourth day where it was stressful. It was very little sleep and up every 2 hours and worrying about the things that I couldn't see as well. So the animals that I'm a survivor that I couldn't go be with to take care of and be a part of. And then, here he is and he's here for an hour and I'm like, I don't want to just live apart. I don't, I don't want to go visit the other animals for a few hours every, like it just, I felt very torn. And my emotion came out during that time. And I think that as much as he doesn't want to admit it, his emotion probably came out today of things that all of the stress that he's been bottling up as well. Um, but you know, we don't have to talk about that. No, everybody has emotion that comes out. Sometimes it comes out in the worst way. Sometimes it comes out as anger. Stress can build up and can really take simple things and let them explode. And I think it's really important to make sure that you do take the time to feel and that you do take the time to work through those emotions. And I'm not a therapist or anything like that. I've certainly been to therapy plenty of times. Um, but the one thing that I have learned is you got to let yourself feel. It doesn't have to be in the moment because we all know that emergencies and some situations need to have feelings put aside and need to be handled. But every once in a while, it's good to go ahead and be in your feelings and go ahead and sort through them because otherwise it's going to come out at the worst time in an emergency or in a situation with a partner or a loved one or a colleague or a boss or anything else. And even though you weren't mad about that situation, it sure does come out. It's like the couples who argue about the way the toilet paper is put on or not replacing the toilet paper roll. I don't think anybody really likes to have an argument or a knockdown, drag out screaming match about something so simple as dishes or laundry or dirt on the floor, whatever the case is. It's an accumulation of all kinds of things that finally just hit a tipping point or a breaking point with something so tiny. So just be sure, like as you're kind of taking inventory as you're crossing into 2023, and I don't mean physical inventory of how many liquor bottles that your partner gave away. I mean inventory of your blessings and kind of just your mental reset that I think that the new year sometimes can bring us. Just be sure to sort through any pent up feelings that you have because I think it's important. And sometimes you got to have a little come to Jesus with yourself and really like call yourself out about like have you been ugly lately? Have you been mean? Have you been a recluse, and sort through those and focus on how to get through whatever it is the root of making you mad because you may not even know. And sometimes I think anxiety is a buildup of not letting those emotions really happen in real time either. So kind of try to sort through those as that's one of my things for the new year and every new year is I sort of take inventory of my heart and really look inward and say, how can I be better or do better or who do I owe an apology to or forgiveness? Because let's face it, forgiveness is not really for that person. It's for you. And it allows you to get a lot off your heart and to be able to move forward for you. And sometimes that forgiveness is even forgiving yourself, not the other person. Because we all take on a lot of burden about allowing ourselves to be in situations or to and can't believe that we got to where we were and all of those things. So I think it's really important that you make sure to do that personal inventory and work through that. So um the only other thing that I will say is I hope that in 2023 that you find time to be happy, that you don't take every single minute focusing on being strong. And I read that somewhere or a version of that somewhere, and it hit me so hard because as women, we spend a lot of time being strong for our kids, being strong for our partners, being strong for others. And no matter how strong that you're trying to be or put on for someone else, that's where you sort of put all the other emotions aside and are just like, nope, we're going to get through this. It's going to be okay. And then they just bottle up. So my wish for every single one of you is that in 2023, I hope that you take time to be happy as well. So I hope that Tonight's Timeout Tuesday has been every emotion for you. I have never been one to say that you come here just to laugh or you come here just to cry. I take a lot of reflection at all of the past Timeout Tuesdays and think about all the ones in the future and really think that Timeout Tuesday is about feeling. Period. It's about feeling. So, have a wonderful Tuesday evening. Lester will see you for sure on Friday with Lunch with Lester, but you know that he'll probably see you somewhere in between because he and Al Davis have to have lunch together every single day now, and he's wearing him like a parrot. So I'm sure you're going to see more of our good friend as well. And I just want to say thank you all for being a part of our lives and this live and continuing to, you know, just allow us into your homes and phones and for loving me. So happy New Year, y'all. I'm gonna end Facebook first, and YouTube has to look at my armpit. Sorry. YouTube, y'all be good now.